everybody. Welcome to Cam Girls of Las Vegas, the podcast brought to you by The Studio, the #1 camming studio here in Las Vegas. I'm your host, Stella Sky, and today I'm joined with Kelsey Marie.
Hi.
Hello. Would you like to introduce yourself to the audience and what it is that you do with camming?
So I'm Kelsey Marie, and I would peg myself as just kind of your everyday live webcam model. I don't know about how much different I do. I mean, than
Like
that.
a girl next door.
See, I don't really have like a niche vibe that I stick to. I have like what I like to call a crazy personality, multiple personality syndrome, which everybody's like, oh, you're cute, you're dorky. And I'm like, I'm kind of crazy. But so I kind of jump around with different personality niches I do. Sometimes I do the girl next door.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like the weird nerdy girl, like
Yep.
I'm all of the Tom girl. So I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
So it's hard to peg, just like one, like I'm your average girl next door, like.
How long have you been doing camming for?
Oh my goodness, it feels like a long time. Wow. So I've been doing it for a little over 5 years now.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
I feel like I picked it up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Pretty sociable people person, so that worked out.
5 years is a good amount of time. And
Yeah.
how did you discover it?
So I actually didn't know what this studio was or what went on here when I got this job.
Yeah.
So I heard about it through social media. And then when I came in, I heard it was just like a sit down and talk to guys and just, like kind of converse with them. Nothing sexual, right? So that was fun.
And then you find out.
So I do the interview, I get hired, and then I get put in a room, and I get like 5 minutes of like a little training session. This is how the site works. This is what you do. Click that button for this. So I'm like, all right, I got this. I sit down, and all of a sudden these guys are coming to my room, and then I see on my screen like big capital letters. Mind you, I still don't know this is anything sexual, okay? So the guy takes me exclusive, like right after saying that. I didn't even have a chance to speak.
Oh, whoa.
So, he's like yelling anal at me essentially and takes me exclusive. So now I'm in a one-on-one with him and I'm like, So I got so petrified that I hit the ground. I just like went under the desk. I was like, oh my God, what does he mean anal? So I paused my stream and I come up to the office and I'm like, what exactly are we doing here? What is really going on, So that's when I got the rundown of like, well, yeah, you're going to have to like, be sexual. And I was like, oh, well, that's great. I'm so glad somebody finally told me.
Wow. That's kind of a rude awakening, honestly.
It was very awesome. I was like, I would like to go home now. I don't know about this.
Yeah. And so you had to kind of go home and think about it for a little bit, but you came back.
Yeah. So, being in college and stuff, college is not cheap. So I was like, hey man, I need to make this work. So I came back, gave it another shot. And, like I've always been a very outgoing person and very open-minded. So I was like, I didn't want to just judge it off of my first anal experience, essentially.
But yeah, not having no like idea about that, especially in new guys or guys can be so like glom on to the new girl because they'll see that new girl tag and they'll do that. They'll be like, and they'll just be like,
oh yeah,
oh my gosh, I never got so many race play like requests as when I was brand new.
When you're on that new models page, girl, it's like they just are like vultures. They know. Yeah. They know you're new. They know you don't know. They know you're kind of innocent-ish, and they thrive on it. They're like, oh, let me just like a vampire, sinking their teeth in.
And then you never see them again.
Yeah, no, they get their rocks off with your brand newness, and then once you're not brand new anymore, they're like, yeah, I'll go find another new girl.
Yep. You're not gullible anymore. I can't trick you.
Right. Oh, and they try everything under the sun with that stuff, like with the fake tipping, with trying to tell models what they can and can't do on the site. And a lot of girls fall for it.
Yeah. Wait, can you explain some of those? So if there's new girls out there, some of the common tricks that guys will use on new girls, especially in camming.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it's crazy how many like little things, because there's guys that have been on the site for 10, 20 years, believe it or not. I mean, they're just like on it, So they have figured out little tricks like making their font the gold color, or whatever, or figuring out how to use emojis, which a lot of guys don't even look into that because they're not on there for, But the guys that have spent a lot of time on there and really try to like, swindle these girls. So they'll type like, 10 gold received to blah, blah, right? And new girls, they're like, oh, I just got tipped. It says I got tipped. I just got tipped. It's a different color than everybody else's font, or it's got emojis when nobody else does, and they fall for it. Like, there was a brand new girl that just started here, and I had a guy that was obsessed with getting corrupting new girls kind of thing, right? But he wanted me to do it with her. So he was always begging me to go find a new model, And it's crazy that this guy would pull this trick with someone that he knows I've cammed for a while, So he did the fake tip thing to that girl. So she comes in my room, and I'm like, hey, how much did he tip you? I just want to make sure you got tipped. And she's like, oh, yeah, it said he tipped me 75. And I was like, okay, you checked your earnings? And she's like, oh, I didn't even think about that. So I was like, just check your earnings to make sure it went through, So she looks, and she comes back, and she's like, it's not saying anything. And I go, so I look at the screen, and I said his name, and I was like, what are you doing? You know better.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do a show with you if you're not going to pay her for her time, one. But come on, man. Like, I ended up blocking the guy and everything after, but seriously?
Yeah. No.
It's crazy what these guys will do and he didn't even want much. He literally just wanted to see us next to each other with just seeing our butts. No nudity, nothing crazy. And I'm like, you couldn't just tip the 25, 50, whatever.
They want the most. They don't want to pay. Scammers can definitely be a problem. And it's
so frustrating.
It can be hard to, like, not let it get to you and to kind of pick up and carry on. Do you have, strong boundaries that you set within your chat room?
Ooh.
Okay, let's hear the list.
Oh, yeah, girl. A lot of the guys that have known me for quite a while, they know that I'm a very nice person, and I have a lot of patience most days, okay? Most days. Because we all have a short fuse sometimes, right?
Yeah.
But so, other than that, when guys come in my room, all my biggest thing is just respect.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, I understand why you're here. I hope you understand why I'm here. Let's just respect that we're two human beings, regardless of everything else going on in the world, So if you come in and you have respect to me or whatever, we can take this 10 years down the road, or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you come in and you're just like right off the bat, like, take your pants or get naked, or, you can't even say hi. My big thing is say hi. Guys come in and they make a request, and I'm like, could you not say hi?
It's not a request, though. They make a demand.
Oh, it demands.
They
exactly.
don't say please. They don't ask, can you?
No question mark.
Take off your shirt.
Yep. Like now kind of thing, or stand up and spin around. And I'm like, I'm sorry, who are you again? Like, I didn't know I had a boss. Or is that you? What the fuck? I'm like, what's going on?
Am I having a moment?
So yeah, I definitely set boundaries with these guys, with the respect thing. And then, I let them know, like, a lot of girls take it, they're like, they let a lot of these guys believe that maybe someday,
right?
Maybe someday we might end up together. And my thing is, like, I have a lot of regulars, a decent handful of guys that I've known for a couple of years that, I know they like me, and I know that if they had the chance to, that, that they would take the opportunity to be with me, right?
Right.
But I let them know, I'm like, I like you as a person. I think you're a really cool guy. This is my job, though.
Yeah.
Love, like, let's just keep that respect line going. So please don't, like, try to find me elsewhere or try to get too deep with it, And I've had some guys do it, and I've had to block them. I had a guy send me a screenshot of Google Maps in my house one time, and I was like, ha! I was like, yeah, so cool. How did you do that?
Just tell me really quick before I block you.
Right. Give me the secret so I can,
Ooh, yeah.
But
yikes.
It's scary. It's really scary.
Absolutely.
If you let those, I know other girls that have had those same guys that they get, like, obsessed, because then they get in their head that they're really going to be with you someday, and then they smolder in it, and it builds, and then they're here, and they're like, hey, I'm in your city, I came here for a work conference.
That's the thing, yeah.
Got some spare time.
Being in Vegas, too, people come through all the time, and I get that. Just as a content creator in general, I'll get messages and stuff like that, like, oh, I'm going to Las Vegas. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, but I cannot just be, one, making plans and rearranging my life and my schedule for what? But also, like, no, you're taking this to a level that this is not what we're here for. This is not a dating site.
No.
So if you do want somebody to date, you got to go look in the dating realms. Otherwise, if you want somebody who's ready to go, like, and this is my job, and, like, yes, if you want to come and get what you pay for, that is, and I think that's an important kind of expectation and boundary to set. It sets the bar of respect for all sex workers and treating it as sex work, or treating it as work. treating it as sex. Yeah, we know it's sex. Treating it as work because, yeah, you're not trying to pretend like, oh, yeah, I'm single and looking around. And, I see that as a marketing tactic.
Oh, yeah.
And we see it around, but I do think it kind of blurs the lines a little bit. It can make it dangerous for other people. And then they do think it's okay to show up or like to send you. Have you ever had it happen where somebody puts your government name in the chat? We'll just be like, blah, blah.
Oh, no, I luckily have not had that happen.
Oh, yeah.
Thank goodness for me. The whole doxing thing, yeah. The closest to doxing I've had is we had a guy get crazy about a bunch of us girls here at this specific studio, and he was going to every girl's page that was online one day, putting the studio address down to, like, the zip code, girl. So he pops in my room, and I'm like, and we can't delete guys' chats.
Yeah.
When they post it on there, it's on there. And I'm like, okay, stop streaming. Stop streaming. Yeah, stop streaming. And then I hear a girl screaming in the hallway, and she's yelling, this guy just put the app. So then everybody, like, so then we all grouped up, and we're like, wow, this guy's going to everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't care. They don't think about, your safety, how this is going to affect you.
Right.
Like, that's what I'm saying, that, like, at the end of the day, we're humans. Just like you as a guy have a life and a family that you want to protect.
Yeah.
So do I. Yeah. So does everybody else, like, come on, man, let's just have a little bit of.
Yeah, see each other as humans, respect. Yeah,
right.
That is big and it's important. I think, setting boundaries in your room and on your sites and everything like that. It's something that, unfortunately, I think most of us have to learn the hard way at first. Yeah. A boundary gets crossed and you go, hold on, and it might be a small one or it might be a big one.
Right.
It just really depends. It's luck.
Yeah, I've had my fair share of oops.
Yeah, we all have an oops, but it's that you kind of learn from it and then here's how I'm going to prevent this going forward in the future. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. So streaming for about 5 years. And then, how has that journey been from where you started day one, hiding under the desk? How long did it take before you felt like you kind of had the swing of running a show?
Honestly, if I'm going to be completely bluntly honest with you, I didn't do the best as a cam model for probably the first, year and a half almost. Because I didn't have someone, to be like, hey, this is how it works. This is what you do. I got very, desperate at first, because like I said, I was in college when I first started in this industry. So I didn't have anything. I came here with $2 in my bank account and I was like, well, yes, it's a job, So, and being in that mindset, I was like, I'll just take what I can get, and I wasn't, I was raised very modest. You don't do any kind of sex work. You don't show cleavage. You're very covered up kind of family. So coming into this, I was like, okay, yeah, no, I can do this. I can do this. Just got to turn that part of my brain off and turn this one on that I don't even know I have. and then we just, we'll do it, And so, it's a huge mental thing. You gotta jump over a huge mental hurdle to be in this industry. And it's like, you got every day, you gotta remind yourself that this isn't who you are. You're not the sex robot online that everybody sees and treats you like, So that was a big thing for me when I first started, was the mental struggle of it. And just simply not having someone to show me, the ropes, or that you ask for extra tips for extra things,
right.
You want me to go the extra mile? Okay, well, my time's valuable, and so you go the extra mile too.
Yeah.
We'll go the extra mile together,
Exactly.
So it took me a little while to get it down. But once I got it down, once I got that, that little switch hit, I was running. I was like, heck yeah, I got this, got this down. At least I feel like I got it down for the most part, Obviously you can always grow, you can always learn and improve.
Yeah.
So I ask models in here that haven't even worked here as long as I have, but I see them placing super high in the contest, and I'm like, oh my goodness, girl, heck yeah, good for you. How did you do that?
Yeah.
Tell me the tricks, tell me the secrets, please, share. Because everything's always changing too, everything
That's
people are
so true.
into, what the new trend is, like the whole hot tool thing came around.
Yeah, and there'll be like a new algorithm, and then doing a hashtag over here is not really helping me, or this is
right.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into that.
Huge thing. You gotta constantly. It's like a software, that's constantly updating, and you gotta keep up with the whole thing. Literally the software is updating, and the life, is updating around you. So you're like, okay, yeah, I got it.
So with your streams, would you say you have kind of a style of how you run your stream? Some people do really themed ones and all of that, or sometimes it's way more casual. Some people do get ready with me before the stream and all that. So how would you call your kind of maybe you're just your current stream style. I don't know.
Hectic.
Okay, I'll open the door to chaos.
Which I think a lot of my I guess regular guys would probably agree with that. Because so I had some big drastic changes in the last 2.5, 3 years. So my life kind of went from a whirlwind of just me doing my own thing, living my life, to like, just kidding, that's not a thing anymore. We're flipping this upside down.
Shit,
So
yeah.
I was like, all right, we got this. Luckily I'm very good at just kind of grabbing on whatever life is throwing at me, and I'm like, okay, we're taking this ride, let's go, come on. Like, hit the gas, man. So I did just that, and so, but because of that, it's made my work life a little more on the back burners in a way. So when I get to work, I come in and I look like a hot mess, and I log on just like that, no makeup on, hair everywhere, and I'm like, you know what, guys, sometimes you're gonna see me in the raw. So if you don't like it, sorry, come back in 5 minutes. I'll be the pretty girl, Yeah. So I do just that, right? Just give me a second. So I jump on and I get ready real quick. I don't do like a gold show or anything. I'm not trying to, because I'm not trying to have to like show my tits or shake my butt while I'm trying. I'm just trying to slap it on quick, girl, get going. So and then it's just really about my vibe of the day. Kind of, well, nah, that's not so true, because I have my bad days. So I'm not trying to bring that to work.
Yeah,
right. Guys don't want to see you online like, see, it's a horrible day.
Right.
Just don't want to do it. Like, that's. So sometimes you got to be like, yeah, I had a great day today. The sun was out. Oh my gosh, it was shining so bright. So I kind of just go with the flow of wherever I'm at, whatever I'm feeling, and then I don't know, something will happen, like I'll hear a song or I'll see something, and then that kind of like sets a topic or a mood, and it's a huge snowball effect from there.
Yeah.
I wish I could be more themed. I see girls do that and it works for them.
Yeah.
The whole like
it's cute.
It is like holidays and stuff, or they do like little like giveaway stuff. So like have all these balloons over the room. They're like, tip 25, you get to pop a balloon, and then in every balloon there's a little prize or thing. I've tried it. I just don't have the time.
It's
or
a lot.
The energy.
Yeah, it's a lot to organize. I'll do stuff like that because I think it's fun, but it's like special occasions, like holidays,
right?
Or like 420. I did like I made doobies where I rolled up prizes and rolled it in a doobie, so then they could tip and buy a doobie, and then I'd open it up,
right?
And it would have like hilarious. A little prize inside of it.
I haven't seen that one yet. That's actually one that I have not seen. Wow.
Well, I was like, how can I make like a 420 like themed one?
Yeah, for sure. Heck yeah. Any way to get them excited and get them into something.
Yeah.
It's something new. It's something different.
Yeah, exactly. It's something new and different. So I take it then you're not going to be doing any Halloween costumes this year?
I probably won't partake. I usually do a little bit of the holiday stuff, just as like, like Christmas time, I'll put like some little, jingle bell ears on or something, whatever.
Jingle tassels.
Right. Some bells somewhere, right? Something's going to jingle. And then Halloween, I have like I usually have like a little, like my kitty ears or something.
Yeah.
I usually do something, especially when the contest happens,
Right.
You got to be in costume to be in the contest, which is total BS. You can place regardless. But this year, probably not so much on the Halloween thing, unfortunately, just life and timing. I mean, if I can squeeze something, then I will.
Yeah, the ears will do. The ears are Halloween.
It's easy.
Enough.
It's easy. You just pop them on, and you're like, I'm a kitty, guys. Come on, just get
probably the cutest. I mean, like I tried something with face paint recently, and like halfway through, I'm like painting my face, and I'm going, you know what? I don't know if this is hot. I feel like I'm making a mistake right now.
Yeah,
like painting my whole face gray like this.
Oh man,
there's a lot of trust in the process, and the pictures came out okay, but.
Good.
I don't know if that's something I would cam with, especially like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You do anything where you drool or smudge and it's going to start being a hot mess.
Yeah, no. See, I've tried the drawing the face makeup, like even just like the whiskers for the cats, And sometimes, when you're working and it's not even just spit, but like when you're working, and you're going, it's hot.
Yeah,
you get a little warmed up, starting to sweat a little bit,
swipe your face a little bit, and then you're like, oh no.
Your whole face is like just black smudge, and you're like, oh no.
Totally. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
And then wearing a costume, then you gotta put the costume on, you gotta take the costume off.
Yeah, you have to make sure the costume is like one, cute enough, or like two, like has easy access, because like you have like a full bodysuit that zips the whole way. Like what are you doing?
Nope.
And then if you're gonna do something special for a show, you gotta take the whole thing off. Like,
right.
That's real hot. Or things that are like not possible to strip cute out of also.
Oh, yeah, my one of my friends that cams, she has like a full Spider-Man bodysuit
Yeah.
that she wears sometimes. And I'm like,
How
girl,
do you get out of that?
go. Like, I love that for you. And she looks sexy as all hell in it, And I'm like, yeah, good for you. But I'm just in my head thinking, like, how do you do that all night? How do you do it, girl? How do you get in and out of that?
Is it with the head too? Or
I
is she
don't.
going with the hair out?
I've never seen her with a headpiece on, so I don't think it has a headpiece.
Yeah, I feel like that would be too weird.
That'd be too much. Yeah. I'm gonna go, hanky panky with Spider-Man.
Yeah, not a confusion boner.
Right? You're like, hold on a minute, am I into Spider-Man in the wrong ways? But yeah, some girls can really they do it. They full blown the full thing, and I'm like, that is awesome for you.
Yeah.
Couldn't be me.
What's like the coolest or craziest thing you've seen like somebody else do for streaming as far as
Oh man, it's
shows?
the confidence thing for me, and with what the girls do. Like some girls, they go all out and do like the horns coming out of their head and stuff.
Yeah.
And then like the fake, like like it looks like their face is all peeled off. Like the fake, like they really.
Yeah, the special effects.
You gotta have some confidence to like look like that all night. Like I mean, I feel like I have some confidence, but I wouldn't do it. If I'm being honest.
It's hard. Yeah.
And it's, putting all that time to put that thing on. And then if you're working a lot, you start sweating, that thing's going to start sliding down your face.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Well, and like you don't look like you. So I don't know. It was hard to kind of feel like my usual, like, yes, confident
Right.
with taking pictures. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. This looks kind of weird. It's almost like when they do the inversion and it flips your face and you're looking at it and you're like, oh, I don't really,
and it's literally just you flip.
Yeah, and I'm like, do I really look like that? That's how I felt when I was wearing like full on makeup. Yeah.
It's a lot. Yeah.
So do you have I think some people do this and it's cute and helpful too, but do you have like any pre or post stream rituals that you do after stream, things that kind of bring you back to out of work mode?
Right, yeah. So my thing is I'm a very much a person that needs me time. Like I need that, even if it's just 5-10 minutes of just like just a little me prep talk. If I don't get my me time, I'm a whole different person and you don't want to be around me. So and camming is a lot. It's very overstimulating. It's very exhausting. It's just like people like essentially throwing dodgeballs at you for however many hours you're online. So you're mentally you're just like. So for me, on the way to work, I'm very big into like driving and music is my thing, right? So on the way here, I blare my music, got my radio turned 62 max. Like, come on, let's, I don't want to hear anything but just in
no
my
thoughts.
Head. Right,
yeah,
right.
No thoughts, just music.
Yeah. So I'm very much, the music and the drive here, and then after work, same thing. I log off and I got my vice of smoking cigarettes, unfortunately. So that's my thing. I light up a cigarette and I turn that, blast that music up, and I drive. And sometimes I even just drive around the block a couple times before I get to my house, because I'm like, I just don't want, I'm not ready yet. Like I just need, that 5 more minutes of nothing, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I do it for me is music and just kind of driving around looking at the lights.
Yeah. I mean, post stream like energy is super real. Like that's kind of difficult to gear down from because it like totally amps you up. It's very overstimulating and you get off stream and you're kind of like buzzing because you were taking in all of these requests and reading all these messages that are coming in. You're also performing on the show at the same time that you're trying to read these messages and decide like, okay, did this person tip? What's going on? Like, does this person, is this somebody that I respond to right now? Because if it's somebody that's just hanging out for free in chat, I'm not going to like talk and interact that way or like respond. So there's just so many like calculations happening and you're usually listening to music and you're literally stimulating yourself.
Right. Yeah.
So then, you get off and it's kind of like you feel like you're buzzing.
Oh yeah.
So like having a ritual, having something to do that's gonna kind of take you out of that mode, get your brain geared down. Not saying that you have to go to sleep, but just to get you out of that. Like, yeah.
And you got to be careful too, because I know a lot of people that, after they get done here, it's like, you have to live with everything that happened in that. So, like for the studio, we do 4-hour shifts, right? So you got to live with everything that happened in that 4-hour shift that you just did. All the things that the guy said to you, everything, all the ways they treated you, and every time you do a show, you're becoming almost, not a different person, but kind of, because you're trying to become this person that the guy wants you to be. You want to be sexy and friendly, or if they want to do fantasy or whatever. So anyways, you have all these different things that you've done throughout the night, right? Which makes you feel, some nights you can feel great. You had 100 guys come in and call you beautiful, and you're like, man, I feel like I am on top of the world. I feel like I'm so pretty. I'm the goddess. I'm the queen, which that's amazing. And I wish that we could all have that every night.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, there's those nights where guys come in and they're just like, it's like, and I don't know what it is, if it's in the air, if it's a full moon, but they're on it, man. And you look like you're 52. Oh, you look like an old hag, or, they just go like, and they try to take every little jab, like, so tell me your dad, tell me your daddy issues, tell me your daddy, the go-to daddy
oh
issue
my
thing.
gosh,
I'm like,
fatherless behavior.
Right.
That's my favorite. I like to say that about myself.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm doing fatherless behavior again.
It's funny that we've kind of turned it into, like, a joke or whatever. But what else are you gonna do?
Sometimes they're so ridiculous. Like, I just saw one today where some, not on stream, but it was just like on a video that was on social media, and some guy, I'm not wearing any makeup in this video. Like, you can clearly see I'm not wearing makeup.
Right.
Some spots there, like just normal skin.
Yeah.
But he goes, your foundation is crumbly. That's what he commented. I was like, okay, I don't know where you heard that. That was an insult. That's a good one that you heard. You used it at the wrong occasion.
Wrong timing, sir.
Right. So now it's just funny. But if I was wearing makeup, maybe that would have got me. But no, now I'm just laughing.
Yeah.
Or like, I love the ones where it's like, that's why you'll always be alone. And I'm like, honey, I'm in a 9-year relationship. I haven't been alone in so long.
You're like, sometimes I wish I was alone, actually.
I would like a little alone time sometimes. Yeah. Like,
thank you for that energy. I'll actually take that. I would take that, and I will appreciate it.
That's, oh gosh. Yeah, sometimes they're just coming at you, which is unfortunate, because if you have pent-up anger against women, you should be seeing a therapist and not yelling at your local sex worker.
Oh my gosh, I swear a lot of these guys think that we are therapists.
Yeah. Yes.
And I'm like,
that's also,
did you log on the wrong site?
Yeah, that's a whole other thing. Like, sometimes
they'll just
they just start dumping on you, which like, I've definitely had an experience where you take me private and you're paying by the minute.
Right.
And okay, tell me your tragic story, and I will sit and listen.
Oh yeah.
But if you come in here and just start laying on me about all this, that, and the other, and I'm like, I'm not getting paid enough to do this.
Yeah.
Your therapist would be getting paid $200 an hour.
Right. So either start tipping like $200 right now, or
so you're already overtime for our session right now.
No kidding.
Yeah.
It's a very hard thing, and I've seen, unfortunately, a lot of people fall into the mental struggle of it, and go down not so good paths, because they don't want to feel that, and they don't want to think that. So, sex work is not for the weak. I feel like is very well known, but I feel like it should still be amplified. If you're not, very tough mentally, and you got a good mental state strong, it might not be the position for you. Luckily, sex work's something that you can do and jump out of and pop in and jump out. So if you have like a mental state that you're like, this isn't good for me right now, like I'm just not feeling it, it's making me want to drink a lot more, do drugs, whatever, you just pop out for a minute and have yourself, your little mental break. It'll always be there. Yeah. You can always come back.
Yeah.
A lot of people are afraid of that. They're like, oh, I don't want to lose my following. I don't want this. It's not gonna be the same. It's a revolving door. These men are coming as fast as they're going.
Right.
There will always be new ones. And the old ones, when you come back, they're so excited to see you again. Yeah. They're like, oh my gosh, I'm happy you're back. Yay, And so it's, it's not something that you have to like struggle with and just continue to gnaw on and put yourself through and exhaust,
and it's just it'll lead to a downward spiral, you start not, it starts grating on you, you're burning out, you're having a bad mental state, your work is going to reflect that too, and now you're going to start freaking out. Oh, now I'm not as many people are coming onto my streams where I'm having a mental breakdown, and like, yes, it's very unfortunate, but we cannot expect the people around us. It's not an industry that's regulated or anything like that. So to expect that, the customers or whatever are going to be there to like coddle to that without, for lack of a better word, like they won't, unfortunately. Right. So it is up to you to be like, actually, I gotta take that break. And there's
Yeah.
resources out there. There's
Oh, yeah.
Sex Workers Aid. There's Cupcake Girls. There's Pineapple
Right.
Support. There's so many places where you can find resources for therapy or domestic violence.
Thank goodness, too.
Yeah. So there are resources out there if you need to take that time out or need to talk to a therapist that you can get that support. So those are definitely places I would check out.
Yeah, the mental thing is huge. Making sure that you're mentally there, mentally strong enough and stable.
Yeah.
That's a huge. I mean, I kind of wish people would kind of cap on it, on it a little more. It's sad because I've seen so many people go down that bad road.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the help is there. The hands are out.
The help is there, and
please.
like, yeah.
And people, they feel bad. They're like, because everybody wants to be strong, right? Everybody's like, I'm a strong person. I'm mentally strong. I'll say I'm a very strong person, but I have my breaks. I have my moments where I'm like, I'm crumbling. We're only human.
Yeah.
We can only take so much. We can only do so much, and it's just something that you gotta accept. And then taking a hand of help, there is nothing wrong with that.
Some would even say it's a sign of strength. Yeah.
Exactly. Keeping yourself good is a sign of being strong.
Because by keeping yourself healthy and mentally stable and strong, you're able to be there for other people on that.
Yeah.
Keep that cup full. Absolutely.
For sure. Which is, I kind of, I'm glad that I started in the studio because I have that support of other girls and stuff, here for the most part. Had I started at home, I don't know that I would still be in this industry, especially not knowing what the heck it was about. But I mean, and it's like you kind of always have someone to bounce things off of and talk to. That's
right.
That's in the same industry. They know what you're talking about. They kind of have an idea what you're going through. So it's cool to have that, community, if you will.
And even here, like on the same platform, I feel like maybe sometimes you guys have where it's like, oh yeah, that guy, he's an asshole. Like, don't pay attention to him. Like,
right.
There are people that will, like we're talking about the guys that will prey on every new girl. So how nice to have that, to be able to go, hey, do you know this username? This guy's been kind of bugging me. I'm like, oh yeah, we all know him.
Oh yeah,
pay no mind.
Oh yeah, no, we've all done that too. We all know quite a few guys that like we tell each other about, or like a little group chat. We're like, keep an eye out for so and so, or like give girls heads up, like, hey, if you ever see this name in your room, huge spender girl, so like pay attention to him. If he comes in, say hi.
That's good stuff to know.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think, gosh, when I first like dipped my toes into camming like so many years ago in college, I think it would have been so different because I went about it that isolated, jumped in, had no idea what I was doing, approach, and also was not like in a good mental state in my early 20s either. So that was just being online in general, because people used to like call me fat and I would totally believe it, and I weighed 20 pounds less than I weigh now.
Oh,
and
man.
I would be like,
oh,
I'd be like, no, they think you're hot. They're negging you.
Yeah.
But so it's good. Perspective is everything, of course.
Yeah. And, it's kind of sad how many guys get off on ragging on women, I mean, like, I have customers that come in and they're like, I know this is going to sound messed up, but I just want to degrade you. And I'm like, okay, all right, we can do that. You're going to have to pay extra.
Yeah.
But yeah, sure. If you want to take me exclusive and tip me an extra, a certain amount of gold, then have at it, man. And, I just kind of sit there and they do their thing and they, do their degrading, talk whatever. And I hear it obviously because I can't turn my ears off, unfortunately. But I kind of just, I tune it out, because afterwards the guys, the ones that actually pay you to do it, which I still think is kind of weird, but whatever. Everybody's got their thing. The ones that pay you to do it, they're more respectful about it.
Yeah, they're going about it with consent.
Right.
Hey, are you cool with doing this type of private?
And then afterwards, they're like, cool, thank you so much, you're awesome, or whatever. And I'm like, oh, now I'm awesome. Great. I'm not all those horrible things you just said about that. It's no.
What about on the other end? Have you ever dealt with ball busters?
Ball busters, like, with
the guys that they want their balls busted.
Oh, like the simp style.
And they want you to like kick them in the balls.
Or like literal ball busting.
Yeah, guys. Literal ball busting. But then also like, if it's online, it'll be like, you instruct them to like smack their balls or like slap their balls.
Oh my goodness, I love these guys because I don't know, it might sound like a little sadistic, but like
revenge.
I know, right? They come in and they're like, "How would you feel about like SPH or ball busting or like torture and stuff?" And I'm like, I feel like I have some pent up energy that I could get out on you right now. Let's go. Let's do it, man.
What are some good SBH like negs that you have?
Oh man. So I started like calling like with guys, you know, like with their little dick. I'm like, oh, it's so cute. You have a little clitty dicky.
Yeah.
It's a little clitty dicky committee. Oh my god, you're in first place. What? You know. And then I literally have I have a collection of little penises that I pull out, you know.
Those are cool.
And I so when guys are into like the ball busting and stuff, I'll like smash them.
Yeah.
And, you know, I go into it. It's so funny. But yeah, no. And then if they want to turn their camera on, if they're down with it or whatever, and they have supplies, you know, I'll make them dress up. I'll make them like write my name on their chest and lipstick and stuff. And I'm like,
good sissy training.
Look at you pathetic, worthless, small dick, tiny little you know. Like oh my gosh, I go in, but. It's weird because like I almost feel bad in a sense, but I don't because I know that they're enjoying it.
Yeah.
They're asking for it so much that they're paying for it.
Yeah.
You know, they're getting off on it. So I'm like, hey man, I'm not hurting your feelings, obviously. So, you know, this is what you want.
I've been on a mission to understand it. Like I got a book to read about humiliation kinks because I would get them. Yeah, I got a book to read.
I am literally so curious about this book.
Because I'll look up the name when we're done so you can read it. Because it did kind of clarify for me and help me understand. Because I was like, what, you just want me to like call you pathetic and all of that, right? But it like explained it like that feeling of like being humiliated like in front of a group of people and you feel like the drop on your stomach and there's like a little rush with it, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like your face flushes. And that is also like a release of like, you know, hormones and endorphins and adrenaline. And it's very similar to like, okay, this is kind of like could be a turn on too. Like this is a lot of feelings.
Yeah.
So being put into like that humiliation space kind of opens that up. And it's like, you know, all the control is on you also.
It's so crazy to me that guys want it though.
Yeah.
So many
I don't
guys
want to be humiliated.
Right, but a lot of guys when they like it, not only do they like it, they want to be grouped, like you just said, like they want like a whole group of people.
Yes.
You know, women.
Oh, that's
be like,
full on. Like, yeah, that's full
like,
on degradation. Yeah, yeah. Everyone, come look at how sissy this little shrimp dick is.
Right.
That's what they really want. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, you know.
But like light humiliation would be like you're a good little slut, and I do like a little light humiliation because it's taking something that would normally be humiliating, like slut. And but it's like, but I like you. You're a good slut.
Yeah,
and you're like,
okay. You're a little slut. Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, so I do understand like the very light end of the spectrum.
Right.
I'm like,
yeah, I can see that.
All right.
Yeah.
And then there's things that I'm not cool. Like I don't like the word whore. That's not as hot. I want to be a good little slut. I'm not a whore. Even though literally.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've been trying to understand it more a little bit because it is intriguing for sure.
Yeah.
And you know, this would be great next time I talk with Anna Cherry because I just had her on the show and she has a degree in neuroscience. Oh. And she was talking about the whole thing with like the pain stuff and like impact playing.
Yeah.
Impact play.
Right.
Because that also I'm like, I don't know if I super understand like a good little spank, but like some people are like full on like we got the rolly needle thing and stuff like that. You know?
They go like full torture
electroshock.
Yeah, one of the girls that used to work here, she had a whole like a plethora of toys that were just like torture toys, and you know we'd be working together sometimes, and she would pull out like an anal hook, for example.
Oh my,
you
yeah.
And then you hang.
And you have to be like on your little tippy toes.
And I'm like, she's like looking at me like, you know, to help her do this, and I'm like, I don't. Not only do I not want to do that, but I don't want to do that to you.
Yeah, I'm
What
scared.
are you talking about? What? This is a real thing. This exists. What? I'm like mind blown. Meanwhile, we're in a show with a guy that's literally like shocking his dick and stuff, and you know, like just had these crazy. He had a whole box of stuff too, like contraptions that were just like painful stuff.
Oh
and I'm like,
God, it's a whole wide world out there.
Like I'm down for a spank, you know.
Yeah,
spank me, right? But like, I don't know that I want you to like jab me with a taser or something.
No,
like,
I don't want to be shocked. No, that's not for me.
I feel so vanilla sometimes, even though I'm in the industry.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of like vanilla. Like people, like the fans and stuff will be like, "Oh, you're so kinky," blah blah blah. I'm like,
if you only knew.
I don't know. Like I look at some of my coworkers and they seem way kinkier than me.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm like, maybe I'm not in the right spot.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's funny. Kind of like,
I still have guys come in that ask me to do things sometimes, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Hold on a second. And I'm
They
like,
just use the letters.
Google, what is?
Yeah,
You know,
they're
and I'm
like
like
QRT. I'm like, huh?
Right. And I'm yeah. So I'm like, maybe I'm just not.
Yeah.
I'm a little vanilla for this or something.
You don't know what DMD is?
Right. I'm like, I'm all trying to play it off like I know too. Like I'm off screen. Like, yeah,
good luck Googling something like that too. You get like random stuff, or you get like, the terrible results where you're like, okay.
Right. Yeah, I remember the first time I had someone tell me about like the whole alien porn thing or whatever,
Oh,
But he didn't. I don't remember what he said,
tentacle?
but he called it what it's actually, like the slang word for like whatever. Oh my
I don't
goodness.
know.
Anyways, I Googled it, and all these things came up of like alien impregnation and like the tentacle dildo. And
are you talking about like the ovipositor? No.
Probably.
Maybe like laying eggs inside.
Right. Yeah, like there's like literal things that they like lay the eggs in them and stuff. Right. Yeah. So I'm like, like trying to Google this off screen, and then like this stuff pops up, and I'm like, are we talking about the same thing? Am I looking at what you're talking about? Oh. Very interesting.
We're talking about eggs, right?
Oh my goodness, this is too much right now. Okay, yeah. You want eggs implanted in you by an alien, I guess. I don't have that capability, unfortunately. I forgot my alien toy today.
Yeah, I forgot my eggs at home.
Tomorrow, I'll go get some eggs.
Yeah, I've seen those on the shops, and I haven't been tempted.
Haven't taken that plunge yet for the alien eggs yet. No.
Yeah, but if that's you, go get them.
Right.
Go get them.
All these guys, they want to figure out what girls are into to see if, like, they mesh. If there's any sexual chemistry, like, what are you into? What's your favorite role play? What do you like to do? And I'm like, okay, let's just do this. What are you into?
Yeah.
Because I can be into whatever you want.
Yeah, right.
Like, I got
like if it's a hard no for me, I'll let you know.
Right. But most guys, it's pretty, basic, plain Jane. But like, don't ask me what I'm into, man. Like, I got so many different things that I could be into or whatever, or that I just tell me what you like, and then we can go from there. It's gonna be so much easier.
Well, and again, I feel like I'll be boring. I'm like, I'm into a cozy blanket.
Right. If you want me to be honest, what I'm into right now, sir.
Netflix.
It's not going to be sexual, I can tell you that.
Yeah, sorry.
Right.
This is what I dream about.
This is my late night dream now for the
absolutely. Not that, not that we're never horny. It's just, I don't know, I think most girls, you're like, a little, especially now that it's fall, I'm like, a little cozy moment. I would love a little cozy moment.
It's some relaxing, some relaxing downtime, cozy, like you said, Netflix and cuddle, chill kind of thing.
I'll be ready for a bubble bath right now.
It's like
I'm literally talking myself into a bubble bath at this very moment.
Oh my goodness. You got a bathtub with jets, at least hopefully? You
no.
Oh no.
Lame.
That's terrible.
Very lame.
Well, it could be worse. I have one with jets, I just can't use it.
Oh, they just tease you.
The house was made in like the 80s, so everything's like old and just like, we're done. We're crapping out. And
80s is cool again now.
I know.
You can vaporwave.
Tell the house to come back around.
Yeah. You just gotta wait.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, anything about camming as far as like tips that new girls should absolutely have? Or this makes it harder maybe. But I usually like to say, like, if you had one golden nugget of advice, what would it be?
Oh, that was an understatement, making it harder.
Yeah, sorry. Any nugget will do.
Any golden nugget?
It has to be gold.
It's a good thing I like gold. Love gold. Man, if I had a golden nugget of advice that I wish I had, probably to be very open-minded. I would say to be very open-minded. Yeah, because a lot's gonna happen. You're gonna see a lot. You're gonna experience a lot, and it's fun. It can be so fun. People are like, I'm not trying to scare anybody with the whole like, gotta have a good mental, like, state and all that stuff. And support, blah blah blah. It can be a lot of because I mean, I have fun all the time on, at work, laughing, giggling, and then I think about stuff, when I'm not here. Actually, like, I can't believe that guy really, like, I told him to put that in his butt and he did it. No, I can't believe, and talking to people, about experiences and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a life experience. It's life changing. It's a
Mhm.
lot of fun, but yeah, I would definitely say be a very open minded. Is a piece of advice. If you were gonna come into it, that would be my little golden egg drop.
Yeah. Be open-minded to the possibilities of people around you. Don't be too quick to judge.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I mean,
Everybody's got their thing,
yeah, and you'll learn there's so much more that's going on in the industry as you get into it
Oh,
than
yeah.
you even imagined in the beginning.
Yeah, that's no kidding. I think back, 5 years ago or whatever, and I'm like, wow, I did not see this coming.
Yeah.
I still think about that to this day. Like, I never thought I would do this for work. And then when I started doing it for work, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna do this very long, And here I am, still doing it. And I'm not, it's not like I'm trying to jump out of it anytime soon. I still like it. I still enjoy
Yeah.
it. I think about like, hey, you're getting a little older. You should probably think about like a career, like as if people don't make careers out of this, right?
Yeah.
Like
People
there's
do.
people that do this for like 10, 20 years. They're older, 40s, 50s, and they do great. And I'm like, wow, that's it's crazy to think about, but that's awesome. That
Yeah.
they've done it and they're living the life. Oh my gosh, they got nice cars, nice houses. Like,
I know.
wow.
I know. Some of the people that I've had the opportunity to meet that have been in the industry like over 10 years and stuff, and where it's their whole career, and you truly see, the people that run with it, how they can just create a life that they build a life that they want.
Yeah.
And it's like they're not living by anybody else's rules.
Oh no.
And it's really encouraging to see, and it's really inspiring.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. It's really cool. It's
Yeah.
really cool. They're
It's a lot of freedom.
very like they know they're very dominant in a sense. They know
Yeah.
what they want. They're getting it. They don't let nobody run their book.
Absolutely.
Drive their car. They're like front seat, driver's seat. I'm like, go you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's a lot of responsibility.
It is so much. Oh my goodness, it's so much. Yeah.
They got to take full ownership of it. And that doesn't mean you can show up in any way. You can just be somebody who pops up on stream and you're not trying to build a brand, or you can go all the way to the other end and you're trying to build an entire brand and be an influencer mogul and everything in between that. It being you could be an in-person dominatrix and not have online stuff at all, and that could be all you do.
Yeah.
So there's so many avenues within the sex work industry. It's pretty cool.
The levels of it, yeah, it's crazy. It's awesome, that it's available in that way though.
Yeah.
That you have all those different levels that you can take it to or not take it to. Like I said, turn it off, turn it on. It's always gonna be there.
Do you ever go to like AVN or any of those events?
I've always wanted to go to AVN.
Yeah,
but I'm not
you
on.
should go this year.
And I gotta sign up. I'm actually not on MFC, and I think it's like $500 or something, isn't it? To go if you're not.
I think you can probably get somebody else to do like a signing table for you or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then for performers, I don't believe you have to pay the full price. I think you can get a performer pass as well, but it shouldn't be too difficult. Maybe we can get the studio to sponsor a bunch of girls to go to AVN or something.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
I know that when StreamMate puts on their mixers, I've gone to their mixers and stuff, which is a lot of fun. They're really cool.
Yeah, they should have somebody there. I'd be surprised if they did it. But yeah,
I don't think StreamMate goes to AVN.
I don't know. Interesting. I know they go to XBiz. I've seen them there.
Right.
But either way, those are a lot of fun. Anyway.
Yeah. I've seen the different like things they do, like the little competitions and stuff where you vote for like the top different models and stuff like that. It's really cool. It looks like a lot of fun. And then AVN's huge. Everybody gets all amped about AVN. So I've always wanted to go check it out. But I didn't know at first. I thought you had to be a performer, and then I found out you could buy tickets. So this next one coming up, I'm like, you know what? I should probably go check that out.
Yeah.
I just recently like branched into more than just StreamMate actually.
Yeah.
Like I stayed in like this little StreamMate bubble for so long, and I'm like, what are you doing? There's OnlyFans.
Yeah.
There's Skype. You could just do this by yourself, so I've just in like the last 2 years or so, I'd say, started doing, more things, which is very beneficial. I'm like kind of kicking myself in the butt for not like, really branding myself like I should have. But it's like you were saying a second ago, it's a lot of work.
Yes.
very time consuming.
Yeah, you start turning it into a full-time job.
Oh yeah, especially when you're streaming live and then you have to make content. Guys think that you just like, they buy the content and you just record it and then you send it, and I'm like, your 10-minute video, sir, took me an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I had to record it 4
Yeah.
times, and then I had to cut and then edit and then this, and it's like, no, your 10-minute video, because because when the guys are like, how much for this video for blah blah, and then I tell them the price, and they're like, well, that's more than a live show, and I'm like, yeah, because it's gonna take longer than a live show to make. One,
you want me to wear this outfit?
you get to watch it forever, a million times, So yeah, it's gonna be a little more than a live show, but it's not a live show. I mean,
it's my time recording it plus my time editing it.
Yeah.
Not to mention, if I have this piece of content, like, this is now a piece of content that I have to organize and store and,
oh my gosh,
forever. Yeah.
Storage. My phone has no storage left in it. Wow. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. One of these days I'm going to build, like, a server for my house because I don't know what else to do. I'm like, I'm going to run out of space on these hard drives and stuff.
Oh,
like, it's only going to last me so long. Like, the 1 terabyte hard drive, external hard drive, like, it's still only going to last so long.
Yeah, no. You would think, man, I got a whole terabyte. Like, that should be plenty.
No. And then my other favorite thing is they'll be like, do you have any, like, this? And I'm like, so many.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Which one you want?
And then,
do you want this year's
like,
or last year's version?
Does this video have, this specific position in it? And I'm like, I don't know, dog. Like, I did not record every position in every piece of content. I am so sorry. But I did not catalog to that extreme.
I forget how much content I have sometimes. Yeah. Guys ask me if I have content, and I'm like, I don't. Okay, hold on. I have to, like, scroll through, like, a Rolodex of, and I'm like, wait, is that video? Wait, oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, we got it. Yep, I do have that.
Yes. Yeah. It's, how are you liking branching out across different platforms?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's been very lucrative. It's definitely financially, nice to have that extra kind of like little like mailbox money. If you
absolutely.
I didn't even realize it. So I signed up for OnlyFans or whatever, and then I never like linked my bank account or anything to it because I didn't think it was gonna go that far because I don't spend a lot of time on it,
Yeah.
So then just last night I looked at I was like, oh yeah, I gotta cash out on this thing, right? I'm so like, airheaded sometimes with things like, are you serious, girl? You really didn't think about cashing that money out this whole time?
And you're just gonna let it play with your money like that?
So I like look at it and I see how much is on there, and I was like, what the? Oh heck yeah, man! Nice. So I'm like, how do I cash this? So so that was a nice little like cash out kind of thing or whatever. But yeah, it was exciting to see that nice big number and stuff. Obviously, it was a while built up, but yeah, it's fun too because you have your control of it. You can post whatever you want, and then the little teasers and stuff. But it's for me, it's a lot of work because I'm not your average, like sit in the mirror and try to take the perfect picture kind of girl. Like if I take a picture, it looks good, awesome. If not, I'm like, forget it, keep it moving. I just don't have time for this. I see some girls and they post these pictures and it's like you could tell they worked for a minute to take that picture, and I'm like, that's so cute. Like, it's a great picture. That's awesome. I love that you have that time. I just don't, like, like I'll have the same profile picture.
You have perfectionism
for like 4 years,
Yeah.
It's terrible. But yeah, and then I, the whole perfectionist thing, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, because we're women, we look at ourselves, and we'll dissect
do the thing. I guarantee you, they just want to see you how you are.
This is very true.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many guys when I've logged on with, like, when I said earlier, when I log on with no makeup on, and I'm like, just gotta get ready really quick, and they're like, no, and they like take me to a show instantly and stuff, and I'm like, don't have any. I'm like, I have half an eyebrow on right now, sir. Are you serious? And he's like, I love it. I love that you're natural. I love like the crazy hair and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I hate this right now. Okay, you know what? Whatever. We're here. Whatever. Let's do it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Come on, But it feels good, to know that they like that, the natural stuff, and that they still see you as a pretty person without makeup.
I do like good morning live streams on TikTok, and I always get a good reception. They're like, wow, you wake up so beautiful. And I'm like, hello.
You're like, wait, what?
I need coffee.
Give me 5 minutes
so
and 10 sips of coffee.
And like, this is a ring light. I don't know.
Where am I again?
But
What
it's
am I
nice.
doing?
Yeah, it's good to be appreciated as you is.
Yeah.
Well, that is amazing. Good luck with all of your new endeavors across multiple platforms.
Thank you. Yeah.
If people want to find you on the internet, where can they find you?
I always say down the rabbit hole. So I'm on Twitter and OnlyFans, and my name is the same across the board, just Kelsey_Marie, and it's as easy as that.
Cute,
Google,
sweet, simple.
Google does wonders.
Google
You put
Kelsey
someone's
Marie.
name into Google, all kinds of things will pop up.
Yeah.
That's what I always tell people online, because they're like, "Where do I find you elsewhere?" We can't obviously say on StreamMate, like our different handles and stuff. So I'm like, Google does wonders, guys. If we just turn that brain on and we turn Google on, we put names in.
That's such a real thing too. When
You
they're
never
like,
know what
"Where
you'll
else can I'm like,
find.
I cannot tell you here."
Right.
Yeah. Then go to the
You're trying to like hint things like like for like Snapchat, like you're like, wow, it's really haunted in here. There's a yellow ghost in my building.
spook ghost. Yeah. I do the bird emoji for Twitter.
Or the bird. Tweet.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
I heard a tweet. Or I feel like X is safe to use now because it's just a letter.
Oh,
What are you gonna do? I'm
Yeah.
just writing the letter X.
Right. Yeah, no, it is just a letter. This is very true. I got so like scared though, because like, at one time this guy wanted me to like play into like, meeting him. He's like, I know you're never gonna meet me.
Oh,
I just want you
gosh.
to act like you're gonna meet me. So I was like, bet. Mind you, he was exclusive tipping me hundreds.
Wow.
100. So I was like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna do this, So I'm like, oh yeah, I was just totally into it, right? But then like I figured StreamMate would have seen, the fact that he's like, I know you're never really gonna meet me.
Yeah,
this is just
right.
fantasy. So I was like, I'm totally good. And then he was like begging for my number, and I was like, I can't do that. Maybe someday, ha ha ha. Just continuing to play on with it, right? I got my account suspended for 24 hours for acting like I was gonna get my phone number out. And I was like, okay, but you guys made so much money off that, and I didn't even give up my phone number.
Yeah,
and it was the fantasy role.
Wow.
So ever since then, I'm like scared. I'm like I
Yeah.
tiptoe, around everything. Even saying the Google thing, sometimes I'm like, should I risk it? I don't know.
You guys heard of that big company that starts with a G?
Huge, oogly big.
You're good at that. For people listening, how do you spell Kelsey Marie? So when they Google it, they find the right one.
Right. So it's KELSEY, and then like I said, underscore, and then Marie is MARIE.
I love it. Thank you so much for coming on and chit-chatting with me, Kelsey.
Yeah, it was awesome to meet you.
Good time. Always good time.
This is actually my first podcast too.
You're a natural.
So you
natural yappers.
You popped my podcast cherry.
Ooh. Popped a lot of different cherries.
Look at you.
I should have like a collection of cherries on the walls or something.
Oh yeah.
First one.
Your little award.
Or I give you a cherry. I don't know. I don't know who gets the cherry.
I kind of like the wall thing, Just
yeah,
like all
cherries
your
on the wall. They'll be like, it's my first time. I'm like, yeah. No.
Sign a cherry, baby. Sign a pop cherry.
Add your cherry to my wall.
Right. Just have a whole wall of cherries. That would actually be cute.
Yeah. Cherry wall. Amazing.
Yeah, awesome.
Well, thank you everybody for listening. I'm your host, Stella Sky, and this is Cam Girls of Vegas, and we will catch you next time.
Bye.
Yay.
Cool. Great.